June 9th, 1997. Out of the portal, we find ourselves in a new age of magic, with the final set of the Mirage block, Weatherlight. Gerrard Captain, alongside the crew of the ship Weatherlight, must band together to find a way to drive back the Phyrexians, poised to invade Dominaria. Weatherlight begins an upward momentum in Magic the Gathering's power, with new cards to bolster collections such as Lotus Veil, Buried Alive, and Aura of Silence. Will our filthy casuals be welcomed aboard, joining Gerrard and the others in rescuing the captain? Or will they walk the plank as they find...
You thought this would be a serious dive into Magic's insane backlog of iconic sets, alongside two professional players? This isn't anything close, but if you want to watch two clowns who started the game after the borders changed from this to this, then look no further. Join us as we open packs from each set, moving in chronological order, expanding our ever-growing collection and, of course, trying to one-up each other each episode. We're not your power gamer racking up wins at your local game store. We're just a couple of filthy casuals, and this is our progression series. Wow, that was really fast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. My name is Kieran.
My name is Colin.
And we are Filthy Casuals, where we are going to go as fast as humanly possible to get this episode under an hour and 30 minutes.
Let's go. Not only have we started timing our matches, we've timed our intros too.
Yeah, we've got to talk really fast, and if you can't understand what we're saying, that's too bad. And I'm sorry to our forward audience who's just, maybe using English as a second language. You guys are doing the best that you can, and I really appreciate your viewership. But we got to talk really fast to keep things under control.
True.
Does that all make sense?
Yeah. Set, Weatherlight, thank you, comment, subscribe.
Whoa, chill.
Wait,
Chill on
what?
the asks. We don't ask that. We don't do that here.
Sorry,
We don't do that.
I got carried away. Maybe we should slow it back down.
Slow down.
Slow it down.
Slow down.
Yeah. Whoa.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, last episode was Portal.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
I didn't.
We were in Aperture Science Division, and I don't know. We got taken over by a robot, so that was fun.
When
but
God
we're back.
gives you lemons.
Finish what? What were you saying? When God gives you lemons, what?
It's never happened to me. I don't know.
When God gives you lemons, unban Hillside. All right. Well, everybody, we are back, and we are here to finish what we started. And what we started was Visions and Mirage. This is the final set of the three. It's kind of weird. It's like this weird stepchild set where it's technically part of the Visions Mirage family, but it's also part of its own Weatherlight family, and it needs to choose which one it wants to see on weekends.
Damn, that's awkward.
Go with the Weatherlight's family there.
Look at the Weatherlight.
But yeah, this is technically the third set from Mirage Visions and then Weatherlight, but it also kicks off Weatherlight as a sort of overarching storyline in which the forces of Dominaria are trying to fight the forces of Phyrexia and stop them. So finally some more lore-driven story stuff. And this is, I think, a pretty big storyline in terms of the lore of Magic. I think this is kind of culminating to the point where Planeswalkers are going to get nerfed. Their godlike Planeswalkers are going to get nerfed. Hey, Colin, we are back from the future.
Wow.
Or from the past, or the future. I don't
Something
know.
like that. What is time?
What is
Harry
time?
said probably.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know how half of this stuff works. All I know is that the comments and that we weren't able to get the comments until now. So we're going back in time to now give you the comments. And if you're wondering,
definitely didn't forget them.
Definitely. And we obviously, you can tell we're in the future because we're in a different set of clothing. The clothing you'll see as we play our games. But that is not important. What is important is that we're going to... There's a lot of weird stuff happening in the Filthy Casuals universe, okay? the planner, the planes, the whatever, nothing's going to be the same. So first comment, as always, we like to shout out comments from our videos, so leave a comment down below, and we'll be able to see them. Usually we can capture them in the first 24 hours or so, so drop them quick.
Yeah, drop it like it's hot.
That's right. The first comment comes from Ray the Dragon Fox, and then in brackets it says Re Udrago Raposa. I probably butchered that. He says Portal, or they say, I should say, Portal is not that great of a set. There are a few good cards, tough, so maybe it will make an impact in the series. Basically, the gist is Portal sucks. And
Portal sucks. Maybe it
yeah.
matters.
How do you feel about Portal after we did it, Colin?
It's definitely not as good in some ways, but like I would say there's still good cards. They're definitely like playable cards.
I think it'll make its mark in our series.
I feel like maybe down the road they won't be playable.
Well, except maybe some of the tutors.
That's true. Like even bad tutors are still tutors.
Yeah, bad tutors are still cheap. Bad cheap tutors are still cheap tutors.
Exactly.
And there are some actual other weird cards that caught my eye while we were building decks for this episode. Even.
Spicy.
Yeah, wacky stuff. We haven't even opened packs yet from the perspective of the viewer, and I already know what cards we get.
He's cheating. I knew it.
Yes. We are. Colin, can you feel that?
What?
The ebbs of time and space are approaching. We have to hurry up.
What?
Yeah, we have to hurry up. The next comment. Augustin Sarkis says, oh, shit, I have to go quick here. This is a long comment, too. 4330, I think that the aura also phases out, so you could order the upkeep triggers in a way in which you could avoid paying the upkeep cost. Searching for the rulings, I found this. Phasing does not make the permanent leave the battlefield. It is only treated as if it didn't exist, or as an equipment attached to the permanent that phase out. Also phase out, they phase out indirectly and phase back in with it still attached. Likewise, with counters, nothing is removed, and they are treated as if they didn't exist since the permanents they are on are treated that way as well. Long story short, when something phases out, their enchantments and equipment go with them.
I mean, that's good to know.
It is good to know, because
Maybe
I'm pretty
some
sure
tech that will be used in an episode one day.
Well, last episode, if you recall, you were under the impression the enchantment was going to fall off.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good to know. Thank you, Augustin Sarkis, for your informative comment. Like we said, if you want to have your comments shouted out, leave them in the bottom of the video down below. And as always, we appreciate every like, every comment, and every time one of you blows a kiss in our direction. Even if
I'm not going to say anything else. We're going to keep that one.
Sometimes the kiss will hit that little button below the video.
Are you okay, Kieran? Do you need to talk about
I'm not
something?
okay because I feel the flow of time beckoning to me. Colin, we're being whisked away. So, Colin, we are going to hop in and check out Weatherlight as a set. So, blam, here we are. We're looking at cards. And we're going to just kind of quickly dive into Weatherlight and pick out a few notable cards. And right off the bat, we see some cool cards. I feel like there's less really impactful cards in this set as there is cards that are just decent. So we have cards like Bubble Matrix, reducing all creature damage to 0. We have Dense Foliage, gives all creatures protection from spells. Call of the Wild is a really good way to dump mana into getting creatures on the battlefield. There's just a lot of decent cards. Nothing that really is Weatherlight didn't have a huge amount of cards that were Vampiric Tutor, that level of bullshit. So scrolling down here, Doomsday is another one. It's kind of a combo enabler. You basically pay half your life and you keep 5 cards in your deck of your choice. You can kind of go off with that. Yeah.
There's a Fervor. Haste.
Fervor.
For everyone.
Oh. All creatures you control are of haste. That's the first time I think we've seen that. That's pretty good. We see one of Colin's favorite cards, Goblin Bomb.
Oh yeah, classic.
Colin
never actually won me a game.
Can Colin tell me the series with a Goblin Bomb?
It has gotten me closer to winning the games than I have been before. So
it's true. I mean, it does do 20 damage to a player. So Could it happen? Is the dream alive?
You never know.
Never know. Gallow Braid actually next to it seems pretty good. 5 mana, 5/5 trample, cumulative upkeep of life paying.
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess yeah. The trample is pretty value as we've learned throughout the series. Trample is an insanely powerful attribute.
Yeah, trample is really good, or even like we saw in the last episode, just not being able to be blocked by more than one creature. It's another big one as well. We see Lotus Veil. This has just been reprinted recently into standard, and it's a really easy abusable card. Because if you can get this to enter play untapped, then actually it already enters untapped.
Yeah.
What's the thing people do with this card? I don't know how. People do stuff with this card, I swear. There's stuff that happens with this card that's not fair.
It's more ramp without having to like cast a spell.
Yeah, I can't remember what the combo is for it, but it is pretty good. And then we do hit one of the cards that actually is quite impactful and an expensive card, which is Null Rod. 2 mana, and players cannot play artifact abilities. Basically can't activate artifacts. So if you're playing against any sort of artifact deck, this really hoses them. Buried Alive is really good in graveyard decks. You pay 3 mana and you basically get to choose 3 creatures in your graveyard, or 3 creatures in your library to put into your graveyard, which is really, really good. An Aura of Silence is 3 mana that makes it your opponent's harder to play artifacts and enchantments, and can be used to sacrifice to destroy an artifact or enchantment. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, if we can get like 2 or 3 copies of these will be really, really good. Gemstone Mine is another notable card. When it comes into play, you get 3 mining counters on it, and you remove a mining counter from it to add any color of mana to your mana pool. And then if there's no mining counters, then it is destroyed. But for those 3 times you use it, it's basically untapped 5-color land, which is really good. Veteran Explorer is kind of a classic card. It's 1 mana, 1/1, and when it dies, each player can search for 2 lands and put them on the battlefield. Kind of a fun little group hug tech. Lalwanor Druid is also kind of an interesting card. It's kind of a combo-y thing where you can sacrifice it to untap all your forests. So you could like double your green mana sources on a turn.
It's pretty solid.
Pretty good.
We also the Mind Stone.
Yeah, Mind Stone.
Yeah.
It's just a solid little mana rock, you know? Gives you colorless mana, but also lets you tap and destroy it to just draw a card. Going down, and yeah, that's Weatherlight. It's a pretty small set, which is nice, and it just has decent cards. I think sets like these are going to quickly replace a lot of the kind of chaff stuff that we usually use. So that's going to be neat. We're going to have to go through our collections, Colin, and just like get rid of the stuff that we're not going to be using anymore. But
do a purge.
The great purge of all the old crap that was sitting in our collection. But if you do want to see what is in our collection, the links are down in the description below. And more recently, we actually, I don't know if Colin did this yet, but but more recently, if you go down into the link and check out the collections, you'll see all of the cards. So unfortunately, you'll have to wade through the garbage to look at what we have. But we took all the banned cards out of the main collection and created a deck list called banned cards. So if you want to see what cards we had that are now banned, go to that deck list to see the number and the names. And those have been removed from the inventory. So when you're looking through the inventory, you'll no longer see the banned cards. So make it a little more clear for people that are just like wanting to look through our collection and build decks with it. But Colin, this is going to be, you're going to get another spin on your Wheel of Fortune. You're back.
Portal, I guess.
Yeah.
Big text cards will be easier for me to read, hopefully.
That's true. Portal has some good pulls that you could get. I should say it's not devoid of merit, but yeah, you're gonna get your Wheel of Fortune there. We'll see if Team Lang can start building another win streak here.
At least I'm not shut out this season.
It's true. You're not shut out. You're already not shut out.
Got that out of the way.
Yeah, now you can lose every episode. God, man, if I was to go another 7 wins or something, my collection would just be nuked. Like I'd have no good cards left in my collection. But we have Wooberg's wheel as well, so let's see if he can spin white again.
Oh God, please no.
Your
That might
favorite
be
color?
honestly my biggest handicap. It's probably my most rolled color at this point.
I would guess so. Yeah, let us know in the comments if you've been keeping track. How many times have we spun each individual color? Because I would guess that you have definitely got white the most. I think I maybe have gotten blue the most. I would guess.
I would say blue or black.
Blue or
I
black.
feel like those are the colors you play the most, though.
That's true.
So I don't know if that's what you rolled. I can't remember.
That's true. That's true. But Colin, I will wish you the best of luck in your Weatherlight opening.
Best of luck to you too, sir.
And we'll catch you when we both have some decks to throw at each other.
Sweet. See you on the other side.
Bye.
So yeah, no, I guess Wheel of Fortune, because I lost the Portal games. For those of you who missed that episode, I did play a mono white deck. Probably not my best decision I've made in this series, but you know, I gave it a shot. I didn't even put the best cards I had in, but I don't regret trying it. I feel like I'm learning more about white, at least. Not necessarily winning, but maybe one day I'll get it there. Also learning a lot of like playing out of my comfort style. Anyways, we got 3 packs. Let's just go ahead and open them. All right, so we're back to this beautiful peacock feather art. Yeah, let's just hop into it, see what we get. Sort by rarity. Oh shit. No way. That's fucking huge. This is Portal, right? I can't believe we got a Sylvan Tutor. That's like the first pack opening I think we've gotten where we've gotten something like really good. So that's exciting. Cool. Kieran's gonna laugh at that. I mean, in some ways, maybe it protects the Sylvan Tutor a bit more. Oh my God, Cloud Pirates. That's freaking hilarious. Like Cloud Pirate deck. It's potential. Much potential. You know, out of all the things, we got a Sylvan Tutor. Oh my God, I was operating under the assumption this is a Sylvan Library the whole time. I'm so dumb. Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, Sylvan Tutor's okay. I definitely thought I got a Sylvan Library. But that's, I think, why I questioned this set, because I don't think Sylvan Library is in Portal. I mean, Sylvan Tutor's not terrible. Definitely less hype now that I know it's not the library. I just saw Sylvan and got so excited. That's so sad. Well, let's hop on over to Wooburg's and see what we actually get.
All right, we are back at Wooburg's Wheel, and I'm trying to think about what I want to play today. I honestly don't know. I think I'm kind of in an anything goes kind of mood. Green is always good because we have our Sylvan Libraries, but I almost kind of want to change it up. I think Colin is going to expect that I'm going to want to play green and sideboard due to that fact. So I actually wouldn't even mind going into like a red, or you know what? I wouldn't even mind playing white. See what we have in our collection and do a white deck. Maybe even do a mono white deck like Colin did last episode. So I'm not going to make you guys wait any longer. Let's spin Wooburg's Wheel and see what we can get. I'm not going to go 8 clicks or whatever. I'm just going to mash the button here, and we are off to the races. What's gonna be? Ooh, that's almost dead center on the wheel too. We are playing black today, and you know what? I'm feeling a bit devilish, so I think we're gonna have fun.
Okay, I think the click to spin thing doesn't make sense. I'm just going to click a lot of times while talking, so I don't actually count how many times it is. We'll see what happens. Interesting. Of course, at least we didn't get white. Green, maybe we can do a Sylvan Tutor, no Sylvan Libraries, but that's fine. I wonder if Kieran will just like consistently play green now that he has those libraries, because in a way they are acting kind of like not as good libraries of Alexandria, but that did give him enough weight to sweep me last season. All right, Weatherlight, 18 packs. Not as nice art in my mind as Portal, but set overall much better. Let's hop right into it. We're specifically looking for green cards. Oh, nice. We got Urtai's Familiar. I was actually talking to Kieran before we started recording, and Urtai's Familiar seems like something really janky that could be done in like a commander deck or something. Just phasing out and also getting cards in your graveyard seems like in a weird situation it could be good. Also, we got a Dingus Staff. Womp womp.
All right, we are back at the pack opener here, and we're doing black today. I was having a think about it, and there's a lot of like triple black spells or double black spells. I think it might be fun to go a mono black deck again, because we have cards that will really punish Colin if we're playing black and he's not. And we also have a lot of cards like Necropotence where it's triple black and really is going to be supported by us playing mono black. So maybe we'll play mono black today. Maybe we'll do black and green, get those Sylvan Libraries up in there. Who's to say? Who's to say? But we're going to go and open 18 packs of Weatherlight. Let's see what we can pull. I think there were some really good black cards to open, so hopefully we'll be able to get those. I also would love to get cards like Lotus Veil and Gemstone Mine and such. So first pack here, let's see what we get. Liege of Hollows is actually not bad. It's a 4-mana 3/4, and when it's put into any graveyard, each player may pay any amount of mana to put that many squirrel tokens into play under his or her control. So if your opponent's tapped out and you can like sacrifice this and pay a bunch of mana, you could actually get quite a few 1/1 green squirrels. So that's kind of neat.
Okay, second rare is a Firestorm. Discard X cards versus X to each of X targets. Interesting. It's kind of neat. I mean, we don't really have large hand sizes though. It is instant speed, so that's kind of grody. It would be really good in a scenario if like the Black Lotus Sengir Van player play still happened, because you play 1 red and then X 4 cards from your hand. Maybe not. 4 cards to deal that much damage would be pretty heavy.
We got the Dingus Staff. I actually will point out too, Orcish Settlers is kind of nasty. It's 2 mana for a 1/1, and you pay 2 XX and red and sack it to destroy X lands. So XX, for those who are maybe unfamiliar with it, I don't think we've seen this before. Normally when you pay X, like with a Fireball, you pay 5 mana, X is 5. When you're paying X and X, whatever you're paying as X, you have to pay for both X's. So if you choose X1, then you'd have to pay 1 and 1 and 1. So you'd pay 3 mana total, 1 of which is red. If you wanted X to be 5, you would have to pay 5, 10 plus the red, so you'd pay 11 mana. So for, let's say if you paid 5 mana, you can destroy 2 lands with this card. So it's actually kind of nasty, because like we usually get up to 5 mana pretty easily. Being able to just blow up 2 of Colin's lands just by paying 5 mana seems really mean and not like something he would enjoy. So could be fun.
Ooh, Morphin. So this is like the other card instead of Trample, where it's a cumulative upkeep. It has flying, so it could just subvert creatures like altogether. I think the one that Kieran had mentioned in that opening was 5 mana, 5/5 Trample with the cumulative upkeep of 1 life. It's not terrible. Definitely if you're ahead, it's something that will make you get further ahead. But if you're behind, it's probably a little too risky to play, you know? Well, it depends. Ooh, we got a Fatal Blow, another card that Kieran had mentioned. That is sweet, Urborg Justice. Oh my god, at instant speed, 2 mana too? Holy.
Ooh, okay, we got a black rare, Urborg Justice. 2 black mana. Target opponent chooses and buries a number of creatures they control equal to the number of creatures put into your graveyard from play so far this turn. That's actually not terrible. So if we had a couple creatures block and die, we can basically play this and make it so that 2 of Colin's creatures die. So it's not the best removal, but it isn't bad. And we also picked up a Fatal Blow, which we mentioned earlier, so that's kind of cool. Aether Flash is actually kind of neat too. 4 mana enchantment, and whenever a creature comes into play, it deals 2 damage to that creature. So if Colin's playing something like Goblins, this could really punish him.
Eleanor Druid. Interesting. Another Mind Stone. We've gotten 3 Mind Stones in a row, and then I think 2 Eleanor Druids. Mind Stone, yeah. Interesting. So we are getting some green tech. We are getting some nice mana rock / draw. Ooh, nice. We got a Null Rod. Sick. That's definitely going in some sideboards for sure. Artifact abilities do not trigger. Ooh, we got another Noble Benefactor as well. That's another seemingly good one for like the graveyard strategy, you know what I mean? Bosium Strip also feels like a weirdly modern card for this set. I don't know what's going on. But playing cards from your graveyard like they're in your exile pile seems pretty sick. I don't know. Big fan.
Lalanor Sentinel is actually kind of neat. It's 3 mana, 2/3 elf. And when it comes into play, you can pay 2 additional mana to search for another Lalanor Sentinel and put it straight into play. So for 5 mana, you get 2 2/3s. And for 7 mana, you get 3 2/3s because the second one would trigger and you'd be able to do it again. So if you can get a playset of this, I actually think it would be really cool to build an elf deck with these in that deck. So we're gonna keep an eye out for this one.
There we go. There's the other 5 mana cumulative upkeep, guys. The 5/5 trample for 5 mana, similar to the flyer. It's honestly pretty good cards. I agree with Kieran on that. It is like one of those, if you're in a tight spot though, it might be a little tough to play. Fatal blows. Got a lot of fatal blows. Too many mind stones now. Go figure. Oh, nice. We got another Gallowbraid. Okay, okay. Another Necrotog. Okay, I see you.
All right, next pack. Ooh, okay, good pack. We got a Null Rod. To be honest, Colin doesn't run a lot of artifacts, but if he does want to start doing that, at least we'll have this in the back pocket. We also picked up the Aura of Silence. Colin's actually been using quite a few artifacts and enchantments lately, and I think this is a really good pickup if we are going to play white. Also, Argivian Restoration isn't bad either. 4 mana, put an artifact from the graveyard back into play. If we are running, if we want to do like a Colossal deck, where we have the Colossals of Sardia doing 9/9 trample creatures, we could even do something like a black and blue graveyard deck where we are burying alive something like that and then bringing it back straight from the graveyard. So actually, buried alive would be a nice pickup. So let's hope we can pick up a couple of those.
Cumulative upkeep, draw a card at the end of each of your turns, sacrifice a land and discard your hand. Ooh. Psychic Vortex is actually so interesting. Wow. What the heck? Man, I kind of wish I get another one of these. I feel like that's a really interesting enchantment. Playing fast magic right there. Jesus. So many ideas are just popping in my mind about what we could do with that. Another Justice. Target opponent chooses and buries a number of creatures he or she controls equal to the number of creatures in your graveyard. Oh man, this is going to be tough. I wonder if there's a way we could do a 3-color deck. Oh, I guess we haven't been getting any of the lands now that I think about it. That's a bit of a bummer, but man, there is some synergy between green, black, and blue right now. Could be pretty spicy.
All right, next pack. A second Null Rod. Okay, so our anti-artifact hate in the sideboard is actually going to be really strong now with 2 of these. So I'm pretty happy to see that. Otherwise, Gemstone Mine. That's a good pickup. I actually didn't know this was uncommon. I thought this was rare. So if we could pick up a couple more of these, I think that'd be really good if we wanted to play a 3 or 4 color deck.
Okay, I think this might be our last one. Oh, who the hell is this muscly boy? Untapped creatures art. Wow. 6 mana. Interesting. He's a legend too. That might be a really fun commander if I could somehow pull off a mono red commander deck. Oh my gosh. Wow, I am... we didn't get any of the lands, which kind of sucks, but I think we pulled pretty good. We got a lot of interesting cards. It's going to be really hard to pick between, I think, either playing green and blue or green and black. I feel like there's very strong arguments for both of them right now, but those are the ones I'm feeling the closest to. We got a lot of good green cards, we got a lot of good black cards, and a lot of good blue cards. We got some okay red ones. Some interesting red ones like Firestorm. White cards are okay. They're always kind of just okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see where the deck goes, I think we're going to take some time before we play our matches in this episode. I don't know if we're going to include that part in the edit or not. But yeah, I'll have to give it some thought. I do think there's potential for some pretty beefy cards here, or pretty beefy decks, sorry. So I'm excited, even though I baited myself into thinking I had a Sylvan Library, even though that's silly because it's not even in Portal. Anyways, I will see you guys on the other side with whatever I end up making.
Next pack here. Fungus Elemental. 4 mana, sack a forest, get +2/+2 counter. Use this ability only if it came into play this turn. Not great. Orcish Settlers, though. There we go. Can start blowing up Colin's lands. Tendrils of Despair is actually kind of interesting. 1 mana, sack a creature. Target opponent discards 2 cards. This is like Mind Rot for 1 mana. And if you have like a... if we played the Sengir Autocrats and have the 0/1 tokens, we could easily sack them and make Colin discard 2 cards. This actually might show up in this mono black deck that we're looking at. All right, we're going up to our last few packs here. A 3rd Null Rod. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, this could have been so many other things. All right. You know what? I'm gonna keep this on the down low. We'll see if Colin realizes I have three of these. Gotta keep it quiet, all right? Don't let him know. But I don't think Colin's ever really gonna play an artifact deck. It's not really his style, but yeah. You know, we have 3 null rods in case he does. Strand of Night, another card. We got another Circling Vultures and Strands of Night, so you know, not too bad. All right, next pack. Goblin Bomb. Oh no. So Goblin Bomb, I don't think we talked about what it does. During your upkeep, you get to choose to flip a coin. A target opponent chooses heads or tails while the coin's in the air. If the flip ends up in your favor, you put a fuse counter on Goblin Bomb. Otherwise, you remove a fuse counter. And then if you can remove 5 fuse counters from it, you can sacrifice it and deal 20 damage to target player. So it's very slow. It's very slow. Maybe if we had like Proliferate, like the more modern ability Proliferate, it might be interesting, but it would be funny to kill Colin with a Goblin Bomb. I think that would tilt him pretty hard. Arctic Wolves actually isn't the worst. 5 mana for a 4/5. It does have cumulative upkeep too, but when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. So it kind of replaces itself. I don't think it's that good, but it isn't bad. All right, I think this is our last pack here. Let's hope we can go out with a bang. Okay, Nature's Resurgence was a card we talked about. 4 mana. Each player draws a card. Each player draws a number of cards equal to the number of creature cards in their graveyard. I didn't realize this actually was both players. That makes this a little less interesting. But if you're playing a deck that wants to put a lot of cards in our graveyard, this could be a lot of card draw. So, I didn't realize that it was mirrored to the other player. So that's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. Otherwise, we got Festering Evil, 5 mana enchantment. During your upkeep, deals 1 damage to each creature and player. Okay, that's pretty good with those 1 mana destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn. Fatal Blow. And 2 mana, sacrifice it, deals 3 damage to each creature and player. It's interesting. It is 5 mana, though. It's a little expensive. You know what? We're going to take what we got here in Weatherlight. I'd say it was a pretty okay opening. Wasn't bad, wasn't good. Maybe a 6 out of 10. I think I might go with a mono black deck this week. I think it's going to be fun to build, and I think there's a lot of cheeky shit we can do with it. So I'll see what we can build with mono black. Wish me luck, and I'll catch you guys in the deck tech.
All right. So, I did things. We played green because we had to. Also, green's not that bad anymore, so I'm kind of excited. But we are playing Simic. Yeah, basically, I don't know how it's gonna work, but we're playing with our Lurgoyfs, Hurgoffs. But basically their power and toughness are relevant to the cards that are specifically the creature cards that are in my grave. So I know I had 2 of these cards, and I saw this beautiful card we just got called Flux. Now Flux is each player chooses and discards any number of cards, then draws that many cards, and then I draw a card as well. Now, Kieran can also use this effect, but I'm assuming he probably isn't building around Hurgoyfs, or else this will be a hilarious match of really big, oh my god, Lurgoyfs, or actually just Lurgoyfs. So, the Lurgoyfs battle. God, why did I play this card? So basically, I'm going to be cycling my hand like crazy, digging for these guys, because they're only 4 mana, and if I cycle a few times, they could start to get kind of scary. Besides that, though, we just kind of have a lot of card draw and inspirations, brainstorms. I found 3 wishes. Seems great. I'm gonna try it out. We also have Brain Geyser, because Brain Geyser has won us games before. We do have a little graveyard fetch in case we get a little overzealous, and we also have a paradigm shift to save our butt. I went over a lot of cards really quickly, but basically our draw is the Brain Geyser, the inspiration, and brainstorms. 3 wishes is like kind of draw. It's almost like discard draw, but that also helps us. Then we kind of have some graveyard fetch and regrowth and recall. And kind of to save our butts overall is this paradigm shift, which is basically remove all cards in my library from the game and my graveyard of my library. So if I get a little too fast of discarding cards, I can always recycle them. Beyond that, our creature kit, which is kind of important because we want these guys to get big, is mostly just mana generation. Got some hippos. Hippos are kind of interesting because instead of dealing combat damage, I can basically drain mana pools, which seems great. And then we also have sand. Oh yeah, this is the other tech I kind of threw in that I didn't know was so good, but because of the phasing comment came on, I wanted to try phasing again. So I realized you can get some pretty beefy boys for not a lot of mana. The downside is phasing. But the boys I'm talking about are the sandbar crocodiles, the shimmering Ifrit, which is pretty sweet. And then we have Teferi's Drake as well as another little flyer that's pretty good for a 3 mana flyer. And then we have Urtai's Familiar, which is going to help mill us a little bit. He's basically stealing cards from us, kind of like the theme of it. I also like the art. He's a little frog demon thing. Anyways, now phasing generally seems like a bad mechanic because you lose your creatures like every turn, and it takes a turn for them to come back. Seems like some of them have cool effects like Shimmering Ifrit or Urtai's Familiar, but I found this one card Time and Tide in my deck. Now there's only one copy of it, so it's probably not the best idea, but I wanted to play around with it. I don't think it's something Kieran will see coming, but essentially I can phase in all my phased out creatures. So besides that, we have some lands we generally put in, like our tropical islands. They're nice and beautiful and just kind of good. Same with our Mishra's factories, which turn into little dudes. Soul rings, always welcome for mana ramping. Ooh, last thing. Good chance he's going to play a Sylvan Library, so we got some Creeping Mold in there. I figured it was like maybe not the best way to get rid of the Sylvan Library, especially if he gets it. I think it's like a 2 mana card or something. I'm gonna have to wait 2 turns before I can deal with it if I have the 2 forests. But the cool thing about Creeping Mold, not only does it destroy enchantments, but it can destroy artifacts or lands as well. I think we'll kind of get into the sideboard more as we go, but there's a little bit of color hate. There's counter spells because counter spells are probably better than a lot of the cards I put in here. But yeah, beyond that, let's just hop into it. Let's see what he's got for us.
All right, we are here and we have something spicy today. I think this might be the most dynamic, diverse, and difficult deck that we've played. Today we're bringing technically a 3-color deck. Now, we rolled black on the wheel, and I was excited to do a mono black deck, as you know. But a couple weeks or a week and a half or whatever amount of time it's been has put some perspective. And as I was building, I saw a theme that I thought would be fun. So let's go card by card, and we'll talk a bit about it. All right, so first off, we have Felwar Stone can get us colored mana of what Colin can get. It's going to be very important for what we are going to be playing. Similarly, we have 2 Soul Rings, haven't been banned yet. Jalum Tomb. Tap 2, draw a card, and then discard a card from your hand. And this is going to go alongside our Library of Lang Gang, Library of Lang. So Library of Lung is a 1 mana artifact. You skip your discard phase. You don't have to discard down to hand size. And if a spell or effect would force you to discard a card, you can discard them to the top of your library rather than your graveyard. And if you would discard at random, you'd be able to look at the card before choosing where you discard it. So with Jalum Tomb, basically this now reads as 2 mana tap, draw a card, and then put a card back from your hand onto your library, which is a little bit better in my opinion. We only brought the 1 Jalum Tomb though because we're going to see how it plays. For our creatures, we have some interesting picks. We've got Barrow Ghouls. These are 2 mana 4/4 zombies. During your upkeep, though, you have to exile the creature card at the top of your graveyard from the game, or the ghoul is destroyed. So basically, you have to have creatures in your graveyard to exile for this to stick around. So that's going to be important for our game plan. We have Carrion Ants, which is a card that I somehow missed. It's 4 mana for a 0/1, but it is 1 mana for +1/+1, and it's colorless. So if we're in the late game and we have 7 mana, 8 mana, this thing could be a 7/7 or an 8/8 if we wanted to pump it. Plus, war is no picnic, my father liked to say, but the ants seem to disagree. Great flavor text. We've got Circling Vultures, 1 mana 3/2 flyers, and like the Barrow Ghouls, you have to exile a creature from the top of your graveyard, or else they get destroyed. Very cool effect, though, is that you can actually discard this card straight to the graveyard as an instant spell. It's really, really interesting tech, and I kind of wish we had 4 of these. We only have 2, but you can discard these at instant speed. So if we had Barrow Ghouls, we could be sacrificing the Circle of Vultures, or the Circling Vultures, I should say, to the graveyard to actually pay for the Barrow Ghouls effect. We also have a Dread Reaper, a really shitty portal card. It's a 6 mana 6/5 flyer, big booty, big butt, but when it enters the battlefield, if you played it from your hand, you lose 5 life. Now, the fun thing with this is if we have something, let's say like Jalum Tomb, we could draw a card and then discard Dread Reaper to the graveyard, and then we'll have ways to revive it from the graveyard like our Animate Deads in our enchantment package. So we have ways to bring this back, and it is a big creature that Colin is going to have a hard time dealing with. We have Gravedigger. It's a 2/2 for 4 mana, and when it enters the battlefield from your hand, you get to choose a creature card from your graveyard and put it back in your hand. So that's kind of neat. We have Hidden Horror, 3 mana 4/4, and when it enters the battlefield, you have to discard a creature card or bury Hidden Horror. So this sort of stuff is going to help feed our Barrow Ghouls and our Circling Vultures. We've got a classic Hypnotic Spectre, 3 mana 2/2. When it makes contact with Colin, he has to discard a card at random. Insidious Bookworms. These are cards we played before. 1 mana 1/1s. Pay 2 mana when they die, and Colin has to discard a card at random. We brought in Krovakan Sorcerer. So we're playing blue. We're also playing green with our Sylvan Libraries. So we're technically playing a 3-color deck. We're just splashing 2 of the colors. So Krovakan Sorcerer is really key to our strategy. It's a 3 mana 1/1. You can tap it, and basically what we want to do is discard a black card to draw 2 cards and keep and discard draw 2 cards instead of 1, keep 1 and discard the other. So basically we draw 2, discard 1, which is going to help all of our abilities, or even spicier with Library of Lung, it's draw 2, put 1 back on top of your graveyard. So basically we get to do a brainstorm every time we tap this guy. We've got our Necrotals, 4 mana 2/1 first strike. When it enters the battlefield, destroy a non-black, non-artifact creature. Sengir Autocrat creates tokens. Sengir Vampire, love this card. Tetravis generates us 1/1 artifacts and is going to help with some of our sacrificey stuff. In our enchantments, we got 3 Animate Dead, 2 Casting Bones to draw cards when the creature dies. Really good with the Library of Lang because you have to discard 1 of the cards. So Library of Lang, this basically turns into draw 3, put 1 back on top. Hecatomb, 3 mana. You have to sacrifice 4 creatures when it enters the battlefield. And you get to tap a swamp you control to deal 1 damage to any target. So this is a high risk, high reward card, but I think it could be a lot of fun. We have Necropotence, which allows us to draw an obscene amount of cards. Sylvan Libraries are just busted, and I don't think Colin's going to see them coming in our mostly mono black deck. 4 Dark Rituals for ramp, 1 Vampiric Tutor because it's busted. Bazaar of Baghdad is a card that lets us draw 2 and then discard 3, which is with Library of Lung, draw 2, put 3 back on top of our library, or any combination of that. So we could draw 2, put 2 on our library, 1 in the graveyard, etc. We're playing 3 colors, so we're going to need our Bazaar Baghdad, our brand new Gemstone Mine, and a School of the Unseen to filter our mana. Mishra's Factory is, of course, an auto-include. We're bringing a single forest and a single island, as well as a package of swamps for our Hecatomb. Lastly, 1 Ritual of the Machine as our 1 sorcery. Sacrifice a creature, gain control of 1 of Colin's. And in our sideboard, we brought our 2 Null Rods in case he has any weird artifact strategy. 3 Tormod's Crypts in case he's in a strategy like ours with the graveyard. 2 Blights if he has annoying lands like Mishra's Factory, which, let's be honest, he'll have. Death Grip if he's playing green. Gloom if he's playing white. And Dystopia if he's playing green or white. So we have a big green and white hate package here. Lastly, we have our 4 Terrors, which we will side in if he is not playing black. Guys, this is a crazy deck. I have no idea if it's going to do anything or if it's going to fall on its face. Let's find out together. I'm going to see you in the game. All right, Colin, we are on the clock. 1.5 hours for our games. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like this will be an interesting one.
My deck is jank as shit. And
welcome to the club.
Wait, did you feel that?
No.
It was like a weird disturbance, like as if some like editorial power was leaving me.
Well,
I didn't like that at all.
Are you okay?
I don't know, man. Something's happening. Something's happening.
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird. All right, well, we'll have to look into that after these games, but okay. I don't like losing control, Colin. You know how much I love my control decks.
I mean, maybe this will throw you off enough to scoop up this win.
My deck is going to throw me off enough as it is. It's fucking janky as hell. So, all right, let's not waste any time. We are on the clock.
True.
Yeah, let's roll and see who goes first. For the audience, if you see the clock just kind of like spike down, it's probably because me and Colin had to have like a discussion about something or like we had to think about something.
Yeah.
So in case you're wondering why like all of a sudden it cuts from like 130 to like 120, that's why. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's pretty good actually.
Okay, I think I'm gonna keep this one too.
All right, no mulligan points needed. Well, Colin, good luck. You're gonna need it. We're gonna kick her off with a swamp.
Okay. Okay.
And from the swamp position, we are going to go into the mighty, all-powerful Soul Ring.
Oh my god, he's out of control.
I am out of control. And with that, I'm going to pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw, main one. You know, Kieran, you're so cool.
I am pretty cool, thank you.
Then I'm gonna play Pendlehaven.
Ooh, Pendlehaven, okay.
And tap Pendlehaven. Play my
Sure.
own Soul Ring.
Oh my god, why do we keep getting these
I'll pass to you.
turn one Soul Ring, double turn ring Soul? I mean, I guess it's better we both get it than not.
Yeah. Fast games.
Yeah, untap, upkeep, draw, main one. I'm going to drop another Swippity Swamp. How aggressive should we be with this?
Damn dog.
I didn't get this far with not being aggressive. I'm going to pay 1 and cast the Almighty Dark Ritual.
Oh boy. PTSD.
I get 3 black mana. You know what goes well with 3 black mana, Colin?
3 more black mana.
No, 2 colorless will do.
That
I'm
was a
gonna
Sengir
cast your
vampire.
favorite
Oh no.
Sengir Vampire.
Oh my god. I see,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be like this, hey?
See if you have a response. I'll pass it over to you.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Main one.
Is this giving you
Ooh.
flashbacks?
A little bit. Interesting. Play an island.
Ooh, blue and green. All right, let's go.
No, pass turn.
It's actually kind of funny, your color pairing compared to mine right now, and I'll tell you why later.
Color pairing, eh?
Yeah. Untap, upkeep, draw, main one. Do you have counter magic up is the question. You don't have counter spell up, but you could have other things. I think I'm just going to drop another swamp. I'll dump a Insidious Bookworm.
Okay.
So it's a 1 mana 1/1, and when it dies, I can pay 2 mana to make you discard a card at random.
Okay.
Or target player, I suppose.
Cool.
And I'll go to combat, and let's get in there for 4.
Doke.
Okay. And,
Pressure is on.
You know what? If you have a counterspell, you have a counterspell. I'm going to pay 4 and cast Sengir Autocrat.
Oh man, that's a pain in the butt.
Does that resolve?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I get my 3 surfing boys. Everyone was surfing Autocrat.
Man, you got a really good opening hand. What the heck?
I did. I'll pass to you.
Untap, upkeep, draw, main one. Play an island. And then I'll just pay 2 to play a pygmy hippo.
Ooh.
I'll pass
the
turn
Pygmy Hippo.
to you, sir.
So when he's not blocked, you get to choose to draw all my mana out of my lands. Okay, you just get a steal. You basically get a mana drain, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Mhm.
All right, untap, upkeep, draw, main one. This isn't very good right now. I'm gonna play a gemstone
This isn't very
mine.
good right now.
No, the card I just drew.
Okay.
The card I just drew. Yeah. My board is stacked to shit. I'll play a gemstone mine. A card I opened from Weatherlight.
Okay. Oh, it's the land. Nice.
Yeah. And with that,
add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool if they're
yeah. So basically, get 3 goes at any color. I'm gonna go combat, and I'm gonna swing in. I don't think actually you might trade the Pygmy Hippo. I'll just go in with these 2 here for 5.
Okay. Well, I don't know why I selected my Soul Ring, but I will block.
You're gonna block the Bookworm, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Bookworm dies. I will pay 2 mana to make you discard a card at random.
Okay. How do I do this? Reveal
a
random
card
card.
at random, yeah.
Bam. What is it?
Ooh, what the heck? Sandbar Crocodile.
Oh.
6/5 phasing.
And then I'll take the 4. 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's correct. You know what? I'm just gonna keep putting pressure on you. I'm gonna pay 2 mana and cast Barrow Ghoul. So it's a 2 mana 4/4. And during my upkeep, I have to exile the top creature from my graveyard or it's dead.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty sweet card.
Yeah, it has its weird utilities. I'll pass to you.
Untap, upkeep, draw. And 1. Get a Lalanor Elves out there.
Hey.
Then, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna play an island because I have one. I'll pass turn.
All
I
right.
think you might have this one. I got a pretty
was
as good as a 5 mana turn 2 play.
It is very turbo-y. Dark Ritual is kind of busted. I'm actually kind of shocked Dark Ritual hasn't been banned yet, to be honest. Maybe it might be up on the chopping block soon.
I mean, we both have playsets.
We do.
I just never play black.
That's true. This is actually interesting. So, sorry. For during my upkeep, I'm gonna have to exile the Insidious Bookworms from my graveyard to keep the Barrow Ghoul alive.
Mm-hmm.
But this is kind of interesting. Let's go to combat and just go swinging in with these boys here.
Okay.
You're gonna take 8.
Oh, I guess I can't do my plan. Yeah, I'll take 8.
Wow. Okay. Pass to you.
Oh, interesting. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Main 1. Oh, huh. Play a Lalanor Elves.
Okay. Your 2/3 Lalanor Elves with the Pendle Havens is pretty cool.
Yeah. I actually probably should have tapped it the other way, thinking about it now. Oh well. I'll pass turn to you.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Barrow Ghoul's trigger on the stack to have to put a card in the, exile a card from the graveyard or exile a top creature. I'm going to use a really cool ability that is on one of my cards in my hand. I'm going to activate Circling Vulture's ability at instant speed, which allows me to discard it. You can just discard it from your hand at instant speed.
Oh, weird.
Which is really interesting. Yeah, and it has the exact same effect as Barrow Ghouls, where you have to get cards out. So if you have a playset of these guys, I only have 2 of these. Yeah,
that's pretty.
If you have a
sweet
playset of them, you could actually use them to feed each other, which is actually really cool.
A 1 mana 3/2 flyer. Damn.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, and then when the ability resolves, I will exile the vultures to feed the ghouls.
Okay.
And draw for turn. Main 1. Let's just go straight into combat, and I'm gonna go swinging in with these 2, and you know what? I'm gonna throw the Autocrat in there just because, I feel like I just have the pressure here.
Cool, you got me.
But no, I don't. You can block.
No, you have a flag.
Oh, Sengir Vampire Flies! Great.
I was wondering why you were taking so long.
Sorry, I was just like, oh, I need to destroy his blockers. Yeah, no, you're right. Sengir Vampire.
Yeah.
Get it in there. What a champ. MVP Sengir.
Jeez. It turns out Dark Ritual's good.
Turns out Dark Ritual's a strong card. Who would have guessed? But yeah, guess I'll see you in game 2, my man.
Yeah, that was quick. Jeez.
Coming out strong. Let's go.
So yeah, that was pretty rough. Definitely flashbacks to kind of the Black Lotus Dark Ritual beginnings with them Sengir vampires. Yeah, getting a 4/4 flyer that early is really tough to deal with this deck. That being said, I did throw the Hurricanes in, which might seem a little intense, but I think it's one of the better options we have, especially if he's playing with the vultures. I also threw in a Sea Singer on the off chance we can take control of a vampire or maybe some other flying creature. This was definitely a bit of an oversight with the deck, is we don't really have a ton of flying creatures. It's really just the Drake, and then pressure is kind of the goal. We'll see, if we just get Dark Ritualed again. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have great stuff. I took one of the creepy molds out, and then I also took the Blossoming Reefs out, just because I think they're a little too slow. I thought we'd have a bit more back and forth on the board, but yeah, I mean, let's see. Kieran said color combination, so let's see if he has another color, and if I run into a Sylvan Library.
All right, we managed to scoop up game 1 pretty handily. We're being a bit greedy with our sideboard, I'm not going to lie. We brought in 3 terrors because he's not playing black, at least as far as I can tell. Funny enough, though, he is playing green and blue, which is our other 2 colors. We also brought in Death Grip and Dystopia. I kind of question whether Dystopia is good. He has to sacrifice a green permanent basically every turn, but I also have to pay a cumulative upkeep of 1 life, so I don't know. We'll see. But I did bring in Death Grip too, which is a 2 mana black to counter green spells, so that should be good too. We took out our Jalum Tomb, our Hidden Horror, because really it's kind of a worst version of our Barrow Ghouls in some ways. We took out a Dark Ritual. That's where I said we got a bit greedy. And also the Hecatomb. I'd like to see this played. You know what? We're going to keep the Hecatomb in. I'll take the Dystopia out. I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather see the Hecatomb go off, actually, to be honest. So we're going to go in with this and see if we can snag the episode. Wish me luck.
Oh, man. I guess I'm going first then.
If you'd like, I could go first if you want.
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right. Still got a plentiful amount of mulligan points.
I am not going to mulligan.
You're not gonna mulligan. Okay. This hand is pretty decent, so yeah, I'll keep this one as well.
Okay. I'll move to my main phase and play a tapped Havenwood Battleground.
Okay.
And pass turn to you.
All right. Untap, upkeep, draw, main 1. Let's go with a Swamp and a Soul Ring. Just run it back from last time. I'll pass
just
to you.
a Swamp and a Soul Ring.
Yeah, just a Swamp and a Soul Ring. Nothing dangerous.
I'm in danger. Untap, upkeep, draw, main 1. Play an island. And that is also another thing I could do.
Sack the Havenwood Battleground for 2 green.
YOLO.
Double Owl or else.
I'll play the Pygmy Hippo. Pass turn to you.
That's pretty good. Untap, upkeep, draw, main 1. Huh. This is such a ridiculous play, but I think I want to do this because I think it's funny. So I'm going to play a Gemstone Mine.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play black and cast Dark Ritual. Send your vampire? No. not this time, but it is good. I'm going to use those 3 black mana exactly to cast Necropotence.
Oh.
And Necropotence is basically, I skip my draw phase, so I don't draw cards. If I discard a card from my hand at any point, I exile it from the game. And I can basically pay 1 life and exile the top card of my library face down. And at the beginning of my next end step, I put it into my hand.
Okay, interesting.
So I just checked, and if I was to do that and go above 7 cards, I would have to discard them still at the end, at the cleanup phase. So, but still a pretty potent piece of tech.
I mean, that's sweet.
Yeah. Issue is I can't get cards in my graveyard very easily now, so I need to be considerate of that. But I'm going to play a card you probably won't expect. I'm going to use Gemstone Mine and remove it for a blue mana.
Okay.
And I'm going to pay 3 and cast Krovikin Sorcerer. It's a 1/1, and I can tap it and discard a card from my hand to draw a card. Or if I discard a black card, I get to draw 2 cards and keep one of them, putting the other one in the discard pile.
I think this was in one of my decks before.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure you've used this before.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat. With that in mind, I'm going to pay 4 life with Necropotence to put 4 cards face down. Exile 4 cards face down. And then I will go to pass my turn to you. And in the end phase, I will put all 4 of them into my hand. So that's pretty strong. And I'll pass to you.
Cool. Untap. Upkeep, draw, main 1. Interesting. I'll pay 1 for Lalanor Elves.
Okay.
And then going to combat, I'll swing at you with the Hippo.
I will take the 2.
Cool. I will pass
I have
the
no
turn
mana for you to siphon.
Yeah, I'll let the damage resolve then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just prevent it. It's like, take no mana. I'll go untap, upkeep, draw. I won't draw for turn because of Necropotence. And we'll go to main 1. Ironically, with the 4 cards on the top of my deck, I didn't get a single land. So it's a bit tragic.
Welcome. I am in the same boat.
Yeah, right. We're gonna tap the Sorcerer, and I'm going to discard Dread Reaper.
Okay. Oh, damn.
Which will get, 6 mana, 6/5 flyer. But it's gonna get exiled because of Necropotence, because I discarded.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get a draw 2 cards, keep one of them, and discard the other. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, and I'm going to discard another Krovikan Sorcerer, which will then get exiled.
Damn.
And then I'm going to play a Swamp, and... What do I want to do here, Colin? What do I want to do here? A lot of options. Let's start off with a Vampiric Tutor.
I don't get
like
what's jank about this deck.
what's jank? I'll show you the deck afterwards.
Okay. It just seems like good
cards. It
cards.
has a lot of good cards, but the strategy that I was trying to build around is a bit jank. And the way I built the deck, I'll explain to you. Yeah.
Okay.
It's working out. I said I was hoping it would work, but I thought it might be super jank. To be fair, Dark Ritual and Necropotence are just busted cards, so that does help.
Vampiric Tutor.
Vampiric Tutor is a good card. It's only a 1/of. It's only a 1/of. The other issue is I have to kill you before I kill myself. And that's actually really bad. I guess we can grab that. Kind of want one of these. Yeah, I'll grab this. And shuffle my deck. And then I'll place this back on top. And I will lose 2 life for Vampiric Tutor. I might actually kill myself this game. Because the issue is I don't have any creatures. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Just going to pay 2 and terror your Pygmy Hippo.
Okay.
And then I'll pay 3 life to Necropotence for 3.
Okay.
And just once those are out, I will go to the end step and just get the 3 cards in hand and pass to you.
Cool. I will untap, upkeep, draw, main 1. Interesting. I will go to combat and swing at you with the Lalanor Elves.
Oh no, the Lalanor beats.
Do you have any responses?
No.
I'm going
Giant growth,
to
you
giant
bitch.
growth it.
Oh my god, no. Okay. You know what? Drawing cards is for chumps, Colin.
I'm gonna, in my second main phase, I'm gonna play a Soul Ring.
Okay.
And I'll pass turn to you, sir.
Untap, upkeep, draw, skipped, go to main phase 1. This is where I see if the deck and the plan works out. I'm going to play a swamp. I am going to tap Soul Ring for 2 colorless. I'm going to use 1 colorless to cast a second Soul Ring, which I drew. I'm going to use the second colorless to cast Library of Lung. Or Lang, if you really want to call it. Now, skip the... You know I love my libraries,
Yeah.
I love my libraries. I skipped my discard phase of my turn. So now I don't have a discard phase, which means I could hypothetically now just draw with I mean, I don't have any life, but
Yeah.
I could draw with Necropotence and not have to discard the cards. And then the interesting thing is if a spell or effect forces me to discard, I can discard to the top card of my library rather than the graveyard. So whenever I go to discard a card, I can instead put it on the top of my library and not my graveyard.
Okay.
Hence, avoiding the replacement effect from Necropotence to the exile zone.
Right, okay. And then you just keep drawing the same card over and over again.
Well, no, because now I'm going to tap Sorcerer, and I'm going to discard Barrow Ghoul, okay?
Yeah.
When I discard Barrow Ghoul, I'm going to discard it to the top of my deck.
Oh, I see what's going on.
And that's going to
here.
allow me to use Krovakin Sorcerer to draw 2, and then discard again, which I could now choose to discard either to the top of my deck or to the graveyard. Or exile, I should say.
Oh, it is a you may choose. Okay, I see.
Yeah, see? It's
Gotcha.
a little janky. It was kind of cool. So I will choose to discard... I'll choose to discard Barrow Ghoul to exile.
Okay.
From the effects of Krovakin Sorcerer.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So now with that in mind, I've played a land this turn. So I'm going to pay 3 mana. I don't know what I'm doing, though. I'm going to cast Casting of Bones on your Lalwanor Elf. If enchanted creature is put into the graveyard, I draw 3 cards, and then I choose and discard one of those cards.
Okay, interesting.
So I'm going to attach that to your guy, and then I'm going to go and immediately cast Terror, targeting your Lalwanor Elf.
Okay.
So I'm going to kill your Lalwanor Elf. And Casting of Bones will go to the graveyard. And I will draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And I will discard one of them, which I can now discard to the top of my deck if I'd like, instead of exile.
Okay.
So I'm going to... I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something. All right.
Cool, man.
I'm going to discard...
This is hilarious. I feel like you're just playing the game by yourself.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to exile an island. And with that, I'll pass. Oh, actually, with that, I will pay 3 life to Necropotence.
You're a mad lad. Oh my god.
I'll pass to you.
What is happening?
This is green dot deck.
Oh my god. What do we even have in here? I'll pay 3 to play a Shimmering Efreet. And then I'll pass my turn.
So he's going to phase out next turn.
Yep.
But he's also going to phase something out with him.
Yep.
That's interesting. All right. Untap,
Come
upkeep.
with me and you'll see.
It is kind of the vibes I'm getting from this guy for sure. Main 1. Let's just drop a Mishra's Factory, which will give us a bit of pressure. I'll tap the Sorcerer, discarding Barrow Ghoul to exile to draw 2. This is so funny, but I don't think it's worth keeping. I don't have a draw phase. I have no way to get rid of my own Necropotence. Yeah, you're gonna laugh. I went hard on the library theme. I'm going to exile the Sylvan Library from my hand. That's the
Wait,
discard
what?
cost.
Do you have, how many gemstone mines do you have?
I may be playing a 3-color deck, splashing for blue and green.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
So-
fucking hilarious. I had enchantment removal and I sideboarded it out. Now I'm like,
That's
I don't
fine.
even know if it's worth coming back in.
Sylvan Library doesn't do anything. when I
Yeah,
have
I
a
was
draw
gonna
step.
say. Sylvan Library is like the backup necropotence.
Yeah, basically.
I take it
I
back.
told
This
you it
deck
was-
is jank as fuck.
I told you it's jank.
It's like high budget jank.
It's very high budget deck. It's like good card dot jank.
Yeah.
Okay. We gotta start putting some pressure here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 mana, which is just enough to play both of these. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and cast Sengir Vampire. Or should I say Sengir Vampire? And then we'll go Swamp for a black mana and Soul Ring, and I'm gonna cast Necrotol. When enters the battlefield, I'll be blowing up your Efreet.
Oh. Okie doke.
And with that, dare I go to 1 for Necropolis?
Do it. No
What
balls.
could you punish me with? Can't really punish me with much with blue game. Yeah, fuck it, why not? I want a card.
Oh my god.
Go. Where's my life gain in this deck?
Untap,
That's the question.
upkeep, Draw. Main 1. Man, my deck is just not hitting the mark.
It's because you put 5 lands in it.
I have 19 4-Llanowar Elves and 2 Soul Rings. I'm not getting
Oh,
lands.
okay. I just remember you in deck building were telling me that you should
I
play
was
5
joking,
lands.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll play Sylvan Hierophant and pass turn.
Sylvan, what now? Put into a new
Whenever
deck.
it dies, I can remove from the game and then return target creature card from the graveyard to my hand.
Oh, that's like a weird Gravedigger.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Untap, upkeep, main 1. I will drop a swamp. Tap the sorcerer. I will discard this to the top of the deck. I guess I'll discard Animate Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Replacement effect, go to the top of the deck. Draw 2. And discard Animate Dead from those 2 to the top of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the other 2 cards I just drew was a second Necrotol, which I will be blowing up your Hierophant with.
I'll remove the Hierophant from the game.
Sure.
And I will bring back the Shimmering Efreet.
All right. And that goes to your hand, right?
Yep.
Cool. Go to combat. I will pay 1 to activate Mishra's Factory and swing in. Oh, that's gonna fuck up the thing. Hang on. There. Swing in for 8.
Okay.
Starts gaining life. Mishra's Factory is turned back into a land at the end of turn, and I will Necropotence to kill myself. No, I'll pass to you.
Tap, upkeep, draw. Main 1. I will play a Llanowar Elves and the Shimmering Efreet.
Okay.
Then I'll pass turn to you.
All right. Untap, upkeep, main 1. I will play a swamp. I will tap the sorcerer, discarding Animate Dead. I think the last Animate Dead went to the top of deck. I will exile this one to draw 2. And I will exile a swamp as part of cost. I will just try to get a bit more pressure here. I will Animate Dead, targeting your hippo.
Okay.
Go to combat. Turning on Mishra's Factory. I will swing. Oh, I have 1 life. I need to be careful.
Swing out. Do it.
I'll swing with the vampire and the 2 Necrotol. You're gonna have to phase out the Efreet. So I'm not too worried about that. The elf could kill me though if you were able to remove one of my creatures.
It is a possibility.
I have to rush you down. I'm gonna swing with these 3. I'll keep the Mistress Factory. I won't even activate the Mistress Factory. It doesn't make sense. I'll just swing with these 3.
I will block one of the Necrotals.
Okay.
Take 6.
Sounds good. Your Llanowar elf dies, and
your Necrotal dies.
it has first strike.
Oh, it has first strike. Shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you want to redeclare blockers? Or?
no, I kind of need to do it anyways.
Okay. With that, Necropotence is starting to hurt me. I'll pass to you.
Untap, upkeep, draw, main 1. Got a land, Mistress Factory.
Hey. Oh no, that's actually a pretty good land.
Oh, the Freed has to fade out.
Oh yeah,
I'll take out the vampire.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think I just passed turn.
Okay. Untap, upkeep. Main 1. Okay. Here's my dilemma. When you phase back in, my Sengir Vampire is tapped. Which means I cannot block your flyer, which means I die. I can prevent this by going to combat and swinging out with everything, and currently on board I kill you. Unless you have something in your hand to prevent that from happening for whatever reason. Flash blocker, King Cheetah me, you know what I mean? I don't know if you're playing those kinds of cards. I don't know if maybe you weren't considering the sorcerer in your calculations. I feel like that wouldn't be a mistake you would make, but it's potentially true. So that would be 2, 4, 6, 8 damage on board with your ability to block 2 of it. But if I do that and commit, then I'm basically saying if you have the response, then I win, or you win. The only other option I have is to tap the sorcerer, dig at the top 2 cards. Actually, I can't even dig at the top 2 cards because the card in my hand isn't even black. So it'd be look at the top card of my library. Do I know the top card of my library? I don't think I do. Where's my other animate dead? Yeah, it got exiled, so I don't think I know the top. So I'd basically be rolling for something. I do have ways to deal with the Ifrit, but it's not likely. I think I just have to be aggressive. So I'm gonna go to combat, turn on the factory for 1, and swing out with everything.
Got me. Good games.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought maybe. Are you counting the sorcerer in your calculation?
I just didn't have an answer. I had 3 mana this whole game.
Right, but even with, I guess you needed the 1 for the Mishras. So you didn't have a 3 mana play in hand?
The only thing I could have done is paradigm shifted, recalled the Llanowar Elves to my hand.
For 3, but then yeah, you can't even play it at that point.
So you got me.
What else was in your hand?
I had a paradigm shift, a giant growth, and a nature's resurgence.
Wow, paradigm shift's a weird card.
Yeah. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I just didn't really get mana either game.
When did you, out of curiosity, when did you have the giant growth?
Oh, I had it in my hand the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Part of me wonders, I don't know how, it probably wouldn't have been worth it, but I wonder if that Havenwood Battleground sacking it for the double giant growth.
It would have gotten you 2-1, whereas...
I think it would have put me at 2.
I think it was 1 or 2. The reason I didn't do it is because I was like, if you get anything, I have a chance to kill it.
The only thing I would consider with that...
I had like 1 land at that point, or like 2 lands, and I wasn't drawing any lands.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's why I get why you didn't, but it would have put me at 2, and then I would have only been able to draw 1 extra card with Necropotence.
Right.
And then I would have been blocked for draws, unless I could have been doing Sorcerer stuff.
Didn't you have the Lang and the Sorcerer?
Yeah, but the Sorcerer, basically, I have to have black cards in my hand, and it basically only allows me to draw like a single card.
Yeah.
So it would have been, I would have dried out pretty quick. Like I was pretty dry here at the end. Like I had no way to draw any more cards.
Right.
And the top card was a vulture, which ironically would have saved me if I had chosen to go in that route because I could have blocked the Efreet. So that's kind of funny.
Right.
Damn, dude. Well, good game. That was it was a pretty interesting one, even though it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Look, I'll show you my deck here. You can see the jankiness of my deck.
I still don't feel like, I mean, I get it being janky.
I was playing a very, like, a lot of my creatures had really harsh downsides if the deck didn't function.
Right.
Like I really was trying to get cards into my graveyard, like having ways to discard into the graveyard. Necropotence wasn't even the main plan. That was just like a cool thing to play if I could. The main thing was like actually like getting cards into my graveyard through discard effects and drawing.
Yeah.
And then you know, stuff like these sorcerer is really good. And then I was playing value cards like Necrotal because I could revive them with Animate Dead. But like at one point in my deck building, I actually had like Millstone in my deck. So I was like, I could have Millstone and mill myself to get creatures in the line.
Right. Yeah.
What was your strategy here? It was just like kind of
Mine was fill the graveyards, and then I had those Lugan Forfs or whatever. Big boys.
Oh, the Lurgoyfs?
Yeah, the Lurgoyfs. So it would have been interesting if I could do things.
True. That's true. Oh, you had Fluxes. I actually was thinking of playing Flux in this deck. Because I was like, Flux with... I actually played 3 Library of Langs.
Yeah.
I have access to 4 in my collection. And so I was like, if I play this and Flux, I could instead discard all the cards to the top that I wanted and then draw the extra. So that was kind of an interesting
It's interesting
idea.
that we were doing similar strategies.
Yeah, we actually... Yeah. It was like we were playing with discardy effects and graveyard stuff.
Yeah.
In different colors. I laughed though because you were playing green and blue, and at the start I was only playing the black, but my deck was also had green and blue.
Right.
So it was just kind of funny. You ended up playing the 2 colors I put in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. Do you I know it's been a while since we opened the packs, but did you get anything cool from Weatherlight?
God, I can't really remember.
That's fine.
I remember
fair.
Flux being a card I wanted to build around.
Yeah, Flux is a cool card.
Yeah, I just saw like the graveyard potential, and I knew I had those the graveyard dudes.
Right.
So I thought that it could be a cool combo. I was gonna play black green because I feel like in some ways it's better, but I was like, this blue phasing thing is kind of interesting too.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting for sure. Yeah, I don't think your deck wasn't bad. I just you didn't draw the lands, and I mean Dark Ritual's just such an explosive card.
Yeah, it was
it's
tough.
really...
I did have like counter spells in my sideboard, and like
yeah,
I don't know. I just didn't like have any unsummons or anything.
I feel like running Force of Will in this deck might not have been bad, or even in the sideboard.
Yeah. Because
bringing in Force of Will against my deck, which is a little bit more explosive, could be really useful. Because if you can counter that first Dark Ritual, like I'm sitting, I don't really have much to after that. So
yeah.
Like I wouldn't say my deck's a combo deck, but it does have that sort of like synergy elements to it. I was also running the Bazaar of Baghdad because I was like, hey, draw 2 cards and discard 3.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
I was thinking about it, but I was like, I don't know. If I had like play sets of like my actual cards, then maybe. But
True.
I don't know. I was pretty like very like sparse.
That's fair. That's fair. But I was thinking Bazaar of Baghdad with Library of Lang is draw 2 and then discard 3 back to your deck. Pretty good.
It's not bad. It's like Scries.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you saw this card in the past, but Carrion Ants.
Yeah, I know.
It's 1 colorless to pump.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 4 mana 0/1, but
Seems
late game.
Good, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you have like 7, 8
the amount
mana.
of mana you're getting, like if you got it, I would have probably just died.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have trample, but still, yeah, it's pretty good. I really liked the circling vultures from Weatherlight. I wish I had gotten more there. But as far as other Weatherlight cards, did you get any like Lotus Veils or anything like that?
No,
I didn't either. The one thing that I got though, which was cool, that might be worthwhile later, is I got not 1 Null Rod, I got 3 Null Rods.
Oh, I think I got a couple Null Rods too. Actually.
Yeah, which are good, really good against artifact decks. So something to hold on to. Yeah, I wasn't like terribly impressed with my pulls if I recall, but got some stuff that was playable.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a good set overall. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. All right, everyone, we are finished with Weatherlight, finished with the Visions Mirage block, since this was technically the third set. And Colin, we're going into, I believe, Tempest next, which is the second block that continues the Weatherlight story. So we're going to be riding the ship for a little while.
Yeah. No, it's a sweet little set. I don't know. Kind of like it.
There's some cool cards coming up too in Tempest, and I don't remember what comes after Tempest. There are a good few number of interesting cards, and then we're just a hop skipping away from Urza Saga, which I know everybody's excited for. So
the power
one step at a time. Power creep.
Power
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna be done season 3 in the blink of an eye here. But thank you guys all for watching. This was a bit of a weird episode because we ended up filming in different dates, but I have a feeling, Colin, there's a shiver down my spine that we might be getting episodes more consistently, and but at what cost? I don't know. At what cost? Both physically and mentally. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. We here at Filthy Casuals are continuing to untap, upkeep, undraw, and be incredibly inefficient. Always so inefficient. And yes, I know inefficient is the proper way of saying that. We will continue to tip our cards sideways here, and we very much hope that you'll continue to tip alongside us. And here's a tip. If you're going to play a janky deck, just cram as many good cards into it as possible so that your friend questions whether you're playing a janky deck.
Yeah, that I don't know if we can count it as the first win, jank.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Would you consider my deck janky? I don't know. Having 3 colors and trying to do what I was doing.
I feel like it's janky. I just feel like that first game did not feel janky.
No, yeah, just going into
a power gamer.
That's right. Going into Sangir Vampire turn 1 or 2 is like always going to be a crazy play. And doing it without even a Black Lotus, you know.
Oh yeah.
Colin, do you have any tips for the audience today?
Draw lands.
Drawing lands is a good tip. We are continuing to traverse the multiverse here in Magic the Gathering, and today we are in Dominaria. Soon we'll be in Wrath to save the captain of the Weatherlight Sissay, and who knows what further adventures will bring. My name's Kieran.
My name's Colin.
And we'll catch you guys on the dark side of Phyrexia. Bye for now.
Is there a dark side to Phyrexia?
I mean, maybe it's all a dark side of Phyrexia.